Welcome back, Power Trip. Here we are. It's 8:03, and it's the 8 o'clock hour. That means we're on KFAN.com/watch. Thanks to who?
Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Hi, everybody. Oh, I should turn that.
Hi.
Hey. I got another drunken text.
Too far.
They do the job done. Oh, wait, That was actually Sauce during his last spot.
Yeah. Freudian slip.
They do the job done.
Yeah.
That was a Freudian slip?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say that.
How you feeling? You okay?
Terrible.
Oh, good. I've been stabbing a little doll in the throat.
Why?
What?
It's not my throat. It's my face.
Yeah, well, I miss. I'm not
what you
good
do
at
on the
aim.
weekends, that's your business.
I'm not good at aim.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do sound like you're not feeling good.
I'll be all right. Maybe.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
I think you're going to survive.
Yeah, I think so too. You and Gloria Steinem.
Isn't it Glorious Gaynor?
I don't know.
Glorious Stan. Who's that?
She sings Without You.
Whoa. I think
Did you
that's
say
Pearl
Gloria
Jam.
Stain?
That's what he said.
Everybody be cool.
Yeah, be cool.
I don't know why everybody's so uncool right now. Ben's over there, and Muss is over there, and a cast of thousands, and lots going on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was the one I was trying to think of. What did I say?
Was that you or something?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to anybody, does it?
No.
I get it. Man, how about the how bad that the hurricane was down in
it's awful.
South, man.
Horrible.
95 people died?
Jeez.
95
Jeez.
people? My goodness. Like just whole cities completely gone. I saw one like a normal downtown of a little town, I believe in North Carolina, the before and after shot. There were businesses, and then there was nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
That
man.
sucks.
Oof. So that's going on. Why'd you bring that up?
I know you're a storm chaser, Zach. Have you ever been a part of a hurricane or been
No.
in a hurricane?
Chase a hurricane?
No, I've never been down there for that. It's crazy though, because this one, I don't know if it came out of nowhere, but it was normally with these big storms. There's
a lot
like
of
days
buildup.
of anticipation and like getting out, and that was I think that's part of the reason why this death toll. It got really bad really quickly. It was moving fast, and
Did it say at Cat 3, right?
Cat went up to Category 4.
It did go up to 4.
140 mile per hour winds.
Man.
Yeah, not great.
Listen to this, man. Hurricane expert Jeff Masters shared a grim stat on social media, writing that Helene's Category 4 landfall gives the U.S. a record 8 Cat 4 or Cat 5 Atlantic hurricanes during the past 8 years, 7 of them being continental U.S. landfalls. He says that's as many Cat 4 and 5 landfalls as occurred in the prior 57 years.
Whoa. Wow.
My goodness.
That's not good.
Yeah, man. So I hope, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, that kind of repair, that amount of loss of life. Jeez Louise, man.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Ugh.
So
And the season's still going too, right?
I believe true. I believe
Yes.
true,
season.
Yep.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Yeah, I saw something on the news. I think that they're sort of watching something even off the west coast of Africa that's sort of forming already.
yeah,
which
tropical
will be
storm or something.
yeah, which will be heading our direction probably in the next few days. So I don't know, man. Hopefully that dissipates or something, because obviously that area can't handle anything else.
Listen to this, man. September of 2004, so 20 years ago. September ended 20 years ago. The month's tally of tornadoes was a record high of 279 tornadoes in 1 month.
Jeez.
Wow.
By comparison, last September, there were a total of 30 confirmed tornadoes. 279 tornadoes in the
Wow.
year 2004 in September. I love weather stuff, but I don't necessarily like that. You know what I
The
mean?
outcome.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it's fascinating.
It really is.
I've gone through tornadic activity, never been directly hit by a tornado, but I've felt an earthquake before, not a huge one, but I've.
Did that freak
felt
you
one.
out, man? I know that would absolutely, I'd lose my mind.
No,
With an
because it
earthquake.
happens so fast. You know,
Really?
though it didn't rumble for very long, so it's. I mean, that's also the scary thing about earthquakes is like there's no warning; they just happen.
Yeah.
You know, and if you live in Southern
Yeah.
California, in certain parts of Southern California, like they happen all the time. Like the Earth is always sort of shifting and moving. It's just like you just hope that you're not in a bad situation when a big one hits. But the point is, like, in a safe location, I just want to go through a hurricane. I want to know what that feels like.
I kind of do too. Yeah.
What? You know?
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like my dad. I'm sure you're kind of like your dad in this thing with the tornadoes. Remember when you were a kid, everybody else is down in the basement. You guys go down there.
Yeah, you guys get safe.
Yeah, put a cushion over the top of your head. You guys stay there. Dad's going to stand out here and watch it.
I had a buddy, and his dad.
So true.
He was. I think we were probably 7th grade. The Hugo tornado that went through back years ago.
Yeah.
The rest of the family downstairs, underneath the stairs, everything. Dad in the garage watched the tornado barrel down on the house, and he ran down, jumped on him, closed the door just in time as it hit the house.
No way.
So
Crazy.
Yeah, I was in St. Peter.
Good thing he got a good view of it before.
Yeah.
I was in
got a
St.
great story
Peter
to tell.
the very next day. I was in St. Peter just because I was working down in Mankato at the time. And so we went over we had some people that worked there or lived there that worked with us. And it was an absolute battle zone. It was so much devastating and devastation. It was so crazy. I mean, like Alumacraft boats, they make them there. And they literally had canoes that went through a tree that lifted off the ground and went through like an arrow through the tree. And it would be the front end was all squished, but the back end was normal on the boat. It was crazy. There was another guy. We went over to his house to go and help him out. And he literally, his entire house is gone. Just one side, like a little L of his garage was still there. He just got a new Harley Davidson. His F-150 was pulled out of the garage. The Harley, not a scratch.
Wow.
He lost his house.
A tornado knows better.
Right.
I mean, you don't mess with the
But
guy's
that was so crazy, man.
Yeah.
It got in that river valley and it just wrecked everything, man. That was
something else.
I used to be like y'all, you and Ben, Muss. Like I used to think, I would like to get caught in one if I could be safe. And then I got caught in that regular ass storm on my bike.
I forgot about
like,
that.
you know what?
That's right. Yeah.
I forgot about
I don't think
that.
I'm built for this. I'm gonna stay my ass inside.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when it comes to the hurricane thing, the infatuation with that is like, I don't want to be like necessarily in it. I just want to be, behind some, experience it, like, either in my garage or like a safe spot
holding
where, like,
on to Al Roker's legs so he doesn't fall over.
Where I'm not on my 2-wheel bike, going against the wind, having sheet metal fly past me. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
And then leaving a Target bag full of wet clothes for like 3 days just sitting outside the studio.
Yeah.
Ben,
What am I supposed to do with it?
when I lived in LA for that 1 year, I was waiting to go inside a movie theater, sitting in my Camaro, just killing time.
Yeah.
Of course, I was.
Just putting out the vibe, weren't
Listening
you?
to KNAC, combing my hair, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And by definition, I was in LA, so I wasn't in a good neighborhood. And somebody started jumping up and down on the back bumper of my Camaro, and I was like, okay, I could be in trouble here. And I started to get out to see what the hell was going on, and there was nobody on my car. It was an earthquake. And it was the craziest thing because literally my car started moving back and forth, like up and down and back and forth. And I looked around and there was nobody there. And I'm like, oh my God, that was an earthquake. And you're right. No warning. It was there and it was gone in like 7 seconds. It's the only time I ever felt anything like that, but it was a weird thing.
Yeah, it is a weird thing. But
That's the only time 7 seconds you didn't feel anything?
Yeah, I'm very sensitive.
Yeah, it's a weird phenomenon.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I've experienced it, and I'm glad I was never part of a huge
bad one,
earthquake because that's scary.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Yeah, you got it. You got things falling on top of you. The earth can like split open and swallow you whole. I don't want any part of that.
It's literally the earth saying, "Move,
get out of here."
Is the worst one in America the one that happened during the World Series?
Yeah, San Francisco.
Yeah.
The bridge collapse.
Is that the worst one?
I think there was one like in the early 1900s in San Francisco that was even worse, maybe. But as
Or
far
that
as
crazy
modern
video
day,
of that bridge. Remember that? The black and white and that suspension bridge that's just
Wait,
crazy
wasn't that because of the wind? Though?
Was that wind? I thought that was
wind.
earthquake.
Yes.
Yeah, I apologized.
Yeah, you did. That was kind of you.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's time for Fan 5, brought to you by Builders and Remodelers.
Thank you, Builders and Remodelers. Before you start talking, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I asked you before we went to break about an hour ago about what the situation was with Cat, and you said the deal wasn't done yet.
Yep.
And then we forgot about it because we started talking about Vikings again. So tell me, why isn't the deal a done deal?
Okay, let me get this tweet back. So Bobby Marks, who works for ESPN, tweeted that there are a lot of moving parts to this trade. And because New York is over the first apron, they cannot take back money in a trade, and they will need to send out an additional $8.8 million in salary. Minnesota is over the apron as well, and they cannot take back more salary from what they send out, right? So they entered that third team, which is Charlotte. So it basically, I think that New York has to move 8.8 in salary for this to happen. And then it lists off a bunch of players who they could move, but it's just odd. Like I thought maybe they wouldn't have it, officially announced during NFL Sunday, but I thought Saturday for sure. It is weird that it has taken this long, especially with media day for almost every team in the league today and most training camps starting tomorrow. I'm shocked that it isn't done, but it's all because of how much money is involved in a trade like this.
Yeah, there's a lot of money involved. And also from ESPN, Ramona Shelburne tweeted out yesterday, I believe, and she said it's basically still happening, but yeah, they just need to move around the money, and basically nobody will be able to talk about it at either media day today, since it's not finalized or anything.
Yeah, it's really odd. I mean,
it's odd. The timing of it is odd, especially considering, because when I first heard, I thought, well, maybe he must have asked for it, since it's so abrupt.
Yeah.
But obviously he did not.
Yeah,
No,
Johnny Krasinski said he's never asked for a trade.
He said he was not happy about it.
Yeah, no, he wasn't happy about it at all. And you saw, he just tweeted the ellipses or whatever, just ... right shortly before the news broke.
Yeah,
and
right.
He was at the training facility getting shots up with his dad, just kind of enjoying it one last time. And he's been on the record for years now saying, and lots of players say this, but he seemed genuine about it, that he wanted to play here. He wanted to stay here and play here and retire here. So
go ahead, Ben.
I don't know if you mentioned this, Sauce, but part of this whole $8 million thing, I think it's because the Hornets are involved as well.
Yeah.
At least according to ESPN, says the Knicks and Hornets are still working out the details of who's involved, but the Hornets can absorb some of the financial hit and the salary of being over the first quote unquote apron, which
because they're way under the cap, I would guess.
So I think it's a done deal. It's just, they will work it out between Charlotte and New York, and not so much New York and Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, all those pieces are settled.
So it'll happen essentially.
Yeah, it's still going through.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
and it would be really awkward if it didn't.
Hey,
welcome back, Kat.
But then you'd have to trade.
You have to do something.
Yeah, you'd have to do something. Yeah.
But yeah,
is that a term? Why have I not been paying attention? The word apron when it comes to contracts and salary cap.
It's a luxury tax thing, right, Maxo?
Yeah, I think it's a new thing with the CBA. It's like a newer term with the new CBA
like
rules.
Over the first apron, meaning how many aprons are there?
I'm not
two.
I think there's only two. Yeah, but I think it's part of the new CBA thing that makes it kind of hard to have these gigantic super teams that were dominating the NBA for the last couple of decades. It lets the team that drafted the players and has the players, it gives them an opportunity to extend those guys and keep those guys around, but it makes it a lot harder to just assemble a super team like a lot of teams do.
How big of a step backwards did we just take as a team?
It's kind of hard to tell because, I mean, if you watch the Timberwolves games, night in and night out last year, a significant portion of the Wolves offense comes from Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. Sure. Like, he was the second best player on the team. Obviously, we saw how valuable he can be defensively. He was incredible against Kevin Durant in the first round, and he's, kind of been billed as the quote-unquote Jokic stopper now almost because of his work against Jokic in that second round. So he's an incredibly valuable player, and obviously Julius Randle can be good. Like Sauce was saying, he plays bully ball. He's got more physicality than Cat, and that should help. The Wolves could use a little bit more physicality, but the spacing is going to be totally bleeped if Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert are out on the floor at the same time. Like, Anthony Edwards is going to be facing some new type of defensive looks because teams they're going to focus. They're going to hone in on him. They already do, but with Julius Randle instead of Cat, Cat requires some defensive attention.
Did he have to give his approval for this to happen?
I don't think so.
AP guy yesterday with Barrero said he doesn't have to give the approval. According to him, he is pretty sure they didn't ask him. But if Ant had said right after the season ended, I need Cat on this team, they wouldn't have traded him. But yeah, so I also think though that this is just more of a flexibility thing. I think they want to maximize Ant's window for as long as they can, so they could add, because it's Julius Randle has what does he have, a player option next year?
He's got an expiring
so
contract.
He might even which is huge. Trading expiring contracts in the NBA is huge. He might be here and go, well, this doesn't work for me, opt out, and then get a huge contract. So this might be a 1-year thing for Julius Randle.
Yeah, I guess the unanswerable question, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I guess the unanswerable question is, though, are we much worse than we were last year? Are we taking such a step back that we can't get back to where we were?
I don't know.
No.
It's not inconceivable that the Wolves could get back to where they were, but I'd say that they are worse.
But they also now have the best bench maybe in the NBA.
Yeah.
The bench is loaded.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Real quick, but doesn't sort of chemistry matter?
Right.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird to do now.
I know that on-court performance and all this other stuff, and what he provides as a 7-foot 3-pointing guy, what perimeter stuff, but like, I just feel like there's always just an air of something amiss with him. That everybody's having to answer questions for Cat, and I think having that distraction gone just improves the chemistry of this team.
Yeah. I don't know, but Julius Randle wasn't necessarily known as a chemistry guy in New York either. He's kind of like a ball-dominant guy that caused a lot of problems.
Coach Finch also coached him in New Orleans.
Yeah, he'll get the most out of him for sure.
Coach Finch will make this work out.
I hope it ends up working.
It'll work out. The bench is outstanding now.
I was thinking of who was it with KG? Stefan and KG, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we had something, we were going somewhere, and then one of them was gone, and you're like, well, that put the brakes on.
It just felt weird timing. Like they could have just maybe did the same thing next year. I get maybe not the same exact players. Yeah, or the deadline. It just felt weird that we got that far and that Cat was a significant piece in us going that far. And then they decided a week before the season starts, let's not do that.
But we got to trust in Tim Conley.
I do. I didn't see the vision with the Rudy move. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
The Vikings are 4-0. Let's see what the rest of the NFL looks like with Ben Lieber before he gets out of here. After this, Box and Mornings on The Fan.
The Fan. He's got that creepy style, hair is white as snow. My pros and scars and trouble wherever he goes. She's just a young girl still in her way, but he's trying to lead her astray. Yeah, astray. He asks, do you have a mommy? Do you have a daddy? But she's not fooled by his intentions.
It's called the Rose-Zone.
Daddy's enjoying
Oh, no.
thinking it's a game, but she knows he's the one to blame. I'm out of control, gotta break free tonight. Don't want no part in this twisted lie. The Alaskan pipeline can hold me down. I see through your lies, gonna turn this around. You'll be celebrating, watching me soar, but I won't be your toy anymore.
I can't understand most of the words. It's obviously AI, but it's about Mark Rosen. It's called Out of Control by the Rose-Zone.
Brilliant.
Still in her way, but he's trying to lead her astray. Yeah, astray.
He's trying to lead somebody astray.
He asks, do you have a mommy? Do you have a daddy? But she's not fooled by his intentions. So shady. Daddy's enjoying this, thinking it's a game, but she knows he's the one to blame. I'm out of control, gotta break free tonight.
My God.
My God.
My
Okay,
God.
well, I guess that's the way we'll get around now being able to play music.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence. Let's have it. What else you got? Good. Let's go.
That's not
So
Thank you,
good.
Patrick Goldenrod.
you'll be
All right. It's Power Trip Morning Show. Welcome back. Final segment with my main man, Ben, over there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And the ball.
You excited about going to London? Jolly London town?
I am. I'm very excited, but I have not wrapped my head around it at all.
Yeah.
This has come up so fast.
It has come up very, very quickly, and not that I need to be. The other thing is, like, I don't really think I need to be totally prepared for this. As you know, that the travel's taken care of.
Yeah.
They have my passport finally, which is a whole other story. But we just show up like we do for every other away game, and everything's kind of taken care of for us. The only thing is, like, I don't really know what I'm doing Friday and Saturday. Like, I think there's a little bit of a plan, but like I don't know how much free time I'm going to have, and that sort of bugs me.
Are we allowed to talk about what you're doing?
Sure, I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so he
That's
will not be on the sidelines with us this Sunday for the game because
That's
he
correct.
will be doing national radio coverage.
Oh.
He'll be doing the color commentary for what Westwood One? Is that right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Westwood One.
Who are you working with?
That's awesome, Ben.
It's going to be the play-by-play guy for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's basically going to be there for almost a month because I think the Jags play there twice in the upcoming weeks. So he's just going to stay out there and just, just live there for a month. So he's going to be my partner. I've not connected with him yet, but no, I mean, this is not the first game I've done with Westwood One. I'm so happy for the opportunity. But yeah, it just sort of the stars aligned and they needed somebody, they were kind of searching around to get somebody over there. And so they reached out to Abbott and just said, like, hey, can we float this idea? Can we just like steal Ben kind of for the game? And just keep him for just the game, and you guys can have him for everything else. And so it all works out. Like I'll be on the pregame, I'll be doing the postgame interviews in the locker room and all that stuff. I'll do pre and post as normal. It's just I'll be doing the broadcast during the game for Westwood One.
Who's doing the sidelines for us?
Nobody.
I don't know if we're really going to have. I mean, that's all up to Abbott. I don't know how that's all going to work. But going back to the last time we were at Tottenham Hotspur. It's kind of a challenging thing for the sideline person because there's so much radio frequency traffic. Like I couldn't be wireless. And so I was connected to the stadium via a cord, so I had basically an umbilical cord to the stadium. And I could only move in like a, 10 by 10 area. So for my job, it was actually kind of difficult because I couldn't see anything that happened on the other side of the field. And I couldn't see anything really happened on the bench. And so, factoring all that stuff in and the fact that I'll be able to do all the pre and post game stuff, it was an easy call.
I had no idea. Hawk, who are you going to talk to then?
I'll still talk to Ben. He just won't be there.
Yeah.
I'll still be. It'll be.
Can we get Andy on the sidelines?
Oh, good idea.
Maybe. Our booths apparently are right next to each other.
Oh,
so
good.
like I'll do the pregame right from the booth. I won't even be on the field, and then I'll just go in the next booth over. So like I can maybe like celebrate with you guys
That'd
through
be
the
great.
window.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll give each other good luck
We'll
knuckles.
slap hands through the window.
Yeah, good. I'm excited for you. This is good. It's going to be fun.
Thanks.
Can't
It'll
wait.
be fun.
Yeah.
Sayonara, suckers!
Whoa, Pat.
It's just fun. It's fun to cover the game in a different way. That is, it's different than doing sideline stuff. And so it's a lot of fun to do color. So I'm looking forward to it.
5-0 going into the bye. How about that?
I know.
Let's talk about
It's looking good.
Let's talk about it, shall we? Because that'd be exactly right where we can start. Because the Jets are 2-2, but they lost 10-9 yesterday.
Brutal to the Broncos.
To the Broncos. Ben, I'm sure we were working, so you didn't see the game, but I'm sure you saw some highlights and read some stuff. What are your thoughts on what's going on in New York with Salah, Rodgers, and the Jets?
Well, again, our offensive line gets no breaks when it comes to facing really good defenses. This is again to be the fifth game in a row where there's a really good defensive front, and it is sort of the strength of their team is their defense. Obviously, I mean, there's a point in time where Bo Nix had -7 yards passing, so they do a great job, and not that Bo Nix is.
Right.
He's the only one that got a touchdown in that game.
Yeah, true. He's not the barometer, though, for, I think, looking at, assessing how good your defense is playing. But overall, Salah has a great defense, a great philosophy. He has those guys really humming and playing hard. I think the fascinating thing was Rodgers was sacked 5 times, and I didn't see exactly how he was sacked, but that's great news for us and for our defense. I mean, obviously we have one of the best defenses in the league for a lot of different reasons, but we're an attacking defense. If they're going to give up 5 sacks to a pretty good Denver defense, I don't want to say that they're not good, but I don't think that they're at our level. So how they are able to affect Rodgers in the passing game is huge for us as we kind of break down this game. But
he's pretty stationary right now, and he even actually said something about to the fact that there's something going on with his legs. That
they're old.
Aaron Rodgers had said that, and that
I can relate.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, if he's a little more stationary, and I mean, he looked awful actually.
Bo Nix threw for 60 yards, the fewest ever thrown in a win.
60.
And then, by
I
the way,
think he had -7 at halftime.
Right.
in case you're wondering, and even though it was raining, that was a home game for the Jets.
Yep.
By the way, that was at New York.
Yeah. The conditions weren't great.
No.
Yeah, Rodgers said the same thing too. He had said he goes,
Kiss me.
the conditions were crap, but I also played like crap. Was his statement. But then again, I'm like, you've had all those years. Green Bay,
and that's
you're
the thing. I
bitching
know
about
it shouldn't
that?
bother him that
Right.
much, and it wasn't like a torrential downpour with like heavy, high winds. It was just a kind of a gross day. And you look at, I haven't broken down all of the Jets, but I've seen them enough. Like, they want to run the football. Those are the conditions where you get Breece Hall and their other running back to just, they should be getting 35 carries, total in the game. It's like, this is the game that's sort of suited for them, where Rodgers can throw for 220 yards, maybe a touchdown or two, and just control the game. It was perfectly suited for them, and they couldn't get it done against the Broncos.
Yeah,
so
all 10 carries, 4 yards.
Yeah,
Hideous.
For the game.
So in the division right now, of course, the Vikings are 4-0. Let's go. The Lions are 2-1, but they play tonight.
Yep. Seahawks.
The Seahawks tonight. Is that a home or away game?
It's a home
it's
game.
at
Home game
Detroit.
for Detroit. Of course, Seattle comes into the game undefeated. And Chicago is now 2-2, even though it sounds like they're 0-4 if you read their stats.
Well, they're winning in really weird ways.
Yeah,
They really are.
Yeah.
But you look at the Vikings' schedule coming up after this Jets game. Going into the bye week. I mean, they very easily could be 5-0, and it's not crazy to think they could win the next 4 after that. I mean, they could be at one point in time 9-0.
Lions might be the toughest one.
The toughest one is you've got the Lions at home
But it's
after
here,
the bye
right?
week.
Yeah.
So again, that's going to be a tough out, because the Lions, they're just a good football team, and they're going to challenge us in different ways. But and Aiden Hutchinson's having a great year already. So that's
TJ Hawkinson will be back, though.
Yeah, you hope the Hawks can be back, and you obviously hope that everybody's with all their nicks and bruises and stuff after the bye week. We're a much healthier football team, and we look at this game way differently than we looked at this game 6-7 weeks ago.
Sure.
Having the Lions at home, and so that is now a winnable game. And then you look at the rest of the 3 games after that. Going to LA shouldn't be that big of a deal.
They're bad.
We have another game, and then we go to Jacksonville. It's like,
They're terrible. They might be starting a new quarterback.
yeah.
They might have a new coach. By the way, the Vikings right now, we have scored 116 points this season, given up 59.
How about that?
Ooh-wee.
I mean,
I know.
the offense is great, but they're both sides of the ball are just rolling.
Well, we played
And-
6 quarters in the NFL. 6 quarters we played and only gave up 14 points. Sorry, Saucy.
Think about that. No, but think about other than the muffed punt, every phase of the Vikings is rolling.
Yeah.
Their young field goal kicker is incredible. Their punter is good. They're just rolling in every phase.
To your point, the first half, the offense, the defense, special teams until the nailer muff punt was rolling. Second half, everybody stopped rolling together. So this team does great together. This team does terrible together. So maybe that's a good thing. I guess you want your team to be in sync, and for better or worse.
Well, it's good for the coaching staff, because even with a win, you still got a bunch of stuff throughout the week to bitch about and show. Okay, here's what we need to improve on. You guys, you see what's happening here. We can't just roll in and just go, hey, we got this lead. We should be able to just work this thing out. No, you're playing against another NFL team. The Packers came back at us. Guys, we got some stuff to clean up.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing about the Green Bay game, you look at our defense, is it's the sudden change. Like if you take away the sudden change, You have the muff punt at the end of the first half. Mm-hmm. That's not necessarily deep. I mean, they're going to get points on the board no matter what. I mean, they're going to most likely kick a field goal, whatever, even if they can't get in the end zone. So that's a sudden change situation, which, you got to look at it differently as far as points given up. And then you look at the early in the third quarter, we had the sack fumble, and then we give up another touchdown. So it's like, if you take away some of those sudden change opportunities, and you just like go square up, just kick off in our defense, we don't give up a lot of points in those situations. It's the sudden change stuff that's kind of gotten us.
Looking at a different game, how about what's going on in Tampa Bay? A big one, 33-16 over the Eagles. And if you look at their division right now, they're 3-1 ahead of the Falcons, who are 2-2, the Saints, who are 2-2, and the Panthers, who are somehow 1-3. I didn't know they'd won a game.
Yeah, they won last week in what's-his-face's first start.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
They
beat the Raiders.
It's such a different team.
But how about Tampa Bay, man?
Yeah.
And
Baker.
Baker
It's
went for
Baker.
over 300, didn't he?
Yeah.
Baker, 30 of 47, 347 and 2 touchdowns. And he had one on the ground.
Against Philadelphia, by the way.
Yeah, who they just have their number.
But ultimately, Philly hasn't played that great this whole season.
No.
But Saquon's been pretty nice.
Yeah.
He's been pretty nice.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to run.
Okay.
Love you.
All right.
Bye.
We'll talk
Love
to
you. I'll see you Thursday, guys.
See you Thursday, buddy. Thank you. There goes Ben Lieber, everybody.
Bye-bye. See you,
The
buddy.
great
Bye,
Ben.
Ben.
The great Ben Lieber. Look at him walk. Watch him. Watch him, everybody. There he goes. Yeah.
Just
Bye,
one
Ben.
foot after the other even looks cool.
Watch. Look at him. Look at him leaving the studio right now.
Bye-bye.
Hate to see
See
you
how it
leave,
goes?
but love to watch you go.
Look at that. Well, just speak for yourself. But look,
Yeah,
You know
relax.
what? No, go ahead and speak for me, too. I'm not going to lie to you. I liked it as well. Looks like two pigs were wrestling in his
Yeah,
pants.
that's wrestling.
Yeah, because he's wearing pink shorts.
Yeah.
I can't wear pink shorts.
No.
I look like I was naked. Because
Well,
I'm
you
like a
could.
Ken doll down there. You know what I'm saying?
We were talking about
I
that
should stop
earlier.
now, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking about my
Sauce
thing?
and I were talking about.
Why were you talking about my thing?
No, not your thing. Our things.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah.
We were?
Were you
Yeah.
not involved with the conversation? He just said you were talking?
Is that what how shorts don't show anything?
No,
Oh, yeah.
And, we wish it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
No, you don't.
Hey, man.
So sorry for you, man.
I'm not saying me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I've heard.
You don't know what you got. You don't know what you got till there's no
I'm
ball.
so sorry.
Yeah, you and Greg Norman. It's so tough being here.
Man.
You and the kid who owns Facebook. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got too much money. It's such a burden.
Wait, the guy that owns Facebook has a huge schlong?
You're not listening. But it's okay. I don't blame you. You got sidetracked by the size of
Yeah.
his wiener.
I'm like Marnie with the
happens.
lottery. I don't want to be like Max. I want to be just like a
Normal boy.
right.
Normal boy. Brilliant.
Oh, normal would be nice.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? I know.
Average?
No, just average. Just average. For once in my life. Just somebody say, man, that's average. I'd be like, tears.
Thank you.
Nicest thing anybody's ever said.
Are you looking for a potential out-of-this-world experience, Mussman?
Yeah, absolutely.
The online gambling company BetUS crunched the numbers.
Bet you what?
BetUS.
I ask all the time.
Yeah. Crunched the numbers from the National UFO Reporting Center to come up with a list of cities where you have the best odds of possibly spotting an unidentified flying object.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That's right. Phoenix, Arizona ranks first, followed by New York City. What? And at number 3 be Las Vegas, notably not far from the famous Area 51.
How is Iowa not represented in this?
Yeah.
It's not a city.
No, but hey, pick one. Dubuque.
Okay.
Clarks Grove,
Iowa City.
Forest Grove.
Cedar Rapids,
Union City.
Waterloo.
Briars.
I don't know any cities in
Ames.
Iowa.
I don't either. I'm just making up
Yeah.
names.
Northwood.
Westwood.
Lucky. Quit bragging.
Yeah, relax.
Meta mogul Mark Zuckerberg has joined the ranks of the top 1%. Numbers from Bloomberg's Millionaire Index project say that his personal wealth in 2024, $201 billion,
Jeez.
making him the 4th richest person globally. Imagine having $201 billion and not being the richest guy in the world.
Right.
Yeah, having 3 other ahead of you going, oh, that's adorable
Yeah,
with your
yeah.
201 billion.
Yeah. Looks like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bernard Arnault are also in that $200 billion club. The luxury brand LVMH. Anybody?
No, LV.
I think we've talked about it in the past. Something like,
Louis, is that Louis Vuitton? No.
yeah, it might be.
I think,
Is it?
I think that's what that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
Louis Vuitton, my handbag.
Oh,
Wow.
That makes wow. That's
Louis
a,
Vuitton.
that's a very creative.
It's Louis, Dior, Hennessy, and Sephora. So yeah,
Okay.
that guy is filthy.
Okay, he's filthy,
wow.
and he drinks all he wants, and he wears cool clothes, and he has all the bags.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. Tommy wishes he had that life. All the bags.
By a show of hands, we heard.
I got 2. Gosh.
We're all raising our hands.
MetLife Stadium has been chosen to host the finale of the FIFA World Cup
Wow.
next year. Would
Whoa.
you go if you were given free tickets?
Yes.
For sure.
I think I would too.
Last
No.
year, the last World Cup was incredible,
Yeah.
man. Like, it was one of the coolest. I'm not a huge soccer guy, casual, but it was
Yeah.
one of the coolest sporting events that I recall watching. And it's just awesome because it's a global thing outside of the United States. It brings everybody
Right,
together. So
right.
I love it, man. I think it would be sweet.
The newly expanded competition will see 32 of the top club teams play in the tournament. The tournament will kick off on June 15th and conclude at MetLife Stadium on July 13th. There will be 12 venues in the United States that will serve as sites for the Club World Cup. Is that different than the World Cup? The Club World Cup's the World Cup, right?
I think
don't
it's
know.
just the World Cup is by nation and the Club World Cup is by actual teams.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
got it,
yeah,
got it,
yeah.
got it.
I always
get
just find
confused by all
myself-
that stuff.
Yeah,
Watching-
there's so many tournaments.
Watching ESPN and the highlights, and I'm like, man, I should really start watching soccer. And then I'll flip it on. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for,
Yeah,
yeah.
a 1-0 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Right. I think I'd like it more in person though, because you just dranks and sending
then we're
people
in. Yeah.
texts.
Yeah, I'll go with
But
it.
isn't it in the, like, if it's in Europe, they don't drink in the stadium?
You can
That's
in the
not true.
concourse.
That's not true.
That's what I have heard.
That's not true. My big friend Andy.
You're what?
My big friend Andy. He's going to call in tomorrow to give us a preview about what we're going to run into in London.
Well,
this
he'll
week,
be
by the way.
hammered, right?
Probably. He's always hammered. But he
Yeah.
said that was grossly misreported.
Oh.
That you can drink in stadiums. In fact, you can drink a lot in stadiums.
So you can be sitting down watching the pitch and drink.
I didn't think
Because
you could.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But he'll give us a full breakdown tomorrow. He's going to call in and tell us.
Sweet.
Everybody cool with that?
Yeah, I love it.
All right, everybody take a deep breath.
I know it's a pain in the ass because they all want to be in their seats to watch the game. So when like halftime comes around, I mean, it's just, obviously it's bad here,
Right.
Yeah.
But like we have plenty of time with our football. There's 15 commercial breaks a
Yeah,
quarter
truth.
to run down there. They don't have any time to get their beers. So,
Man, think of how long of a drinking day it's going to be on Sunday for Vikings fans.
oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. Bring your big boy pants,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And maybe your what's that thing?
Diaper?
Yeah,
Diaper.
like a diaper. You got to pee
Hey,
somewhere.
you know what?
don't
Sometimes you
miss
just
anything.
go, it's not worth it. Just
That's
you just
sometimes-
NASCAR. Just let it
Sometimes you
fly.
do. Sometimes you
Ick.
do. Yeah, I don't know when those times are for me, but from us, it seems like it happens.
I'm
a lot.
just
I don't-
saying.
I know.
Wait, you have peed your pants sober?
What?
That's a yes?
No.
How would he? No.
Hello.
Hey.
No. I mean, like when I was a little kid, maybe.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, okay.
Prince fans will soon be able to stay in the music icon's home.
I don't like that.
Oh, okay. Zach doesn't like that. Please move on.
I didn't know where that voice came from. I thought that was Prince.
I don't know, it's kind of weird.
I agree, though.
Thank
I
you.
don't like that.
The music star's childhood home in Minneapolis was restored by Lisa and Wendy,
Oh, the Wendy's family?
the ones from the Revolution. Will be available on Airbnb from October 26th to December 14th. During that time, fans can reserve a one-night stay with up to 4 guests for $7 per person in reference to Prince's favorite number. What a song. Oh,
Great song. That's his best song.
I agree. Love it.
So good.
Love it. That and Get Up.
Yeah. That's a pretty horny ass
Horniest
song.
song.
Yeah.
I know.
all
I can't
time.
listen to it anymore. I've been
Kiss is a
Why?
pretty good one, too, even though that's not originally his.
Yeah.
like
Who is
Detroit
it?
Rock City and stuff.
Isn't that Tom Jones' song? Or did Tom
Right.
Jones just
It's,
cover it?
He just covered it. That's
Yeah, he
Prince's
did.
song.
Yeah.
That's right.
Beth, yeah.
What?
There's 5
But
conversations.
it's not the
going on.
What
actual.
has happened?
I'm so
It's not his actual
Same.
home that he grew up in. It's the one that's from the movie. That's the difference in that.
Is
Because
that right?
they're celebrating 40 years of that movie 1984, right? So it's not his actual home that he grew up in.
I don't see that in this story.
I saw that this morning.
Prince fans will soon be able to stay in the music icon's home. The music star's childhood home in Minneapolis was restored, is what it says. But maybe you're right. Maybe this is misreported.
Yeah, his house in Purple Rain is being offered on the Airbnb.
I don't
like you said, 25 one-night stays. And then the house has been transformed into a shrine. But yeah, I believe that it's actually the house from the movie.
Okay, well, there you go.
Do you think if he was alive, he'd be pissed about that?
That doesn't seem like something he would be down
Right,
for.
correct.
There's a whole lot that has happened since he died that I don't think he would have been down for.
right.
But what do I know, right?
Yeah.
For better or worse, I still think
Is that a Prince song?
the holdout of his music and not being online at all for the longest time.
Yeah.
That bugged me a bit.
I think him and Tool were the last couple of musicians to do that.
Oh,
Tool's music was never online.
Garth is still like that. I
Garth
think.
owns
Really?
all of it. Yeah.
Garth's music isn't on like Apple Music.
No. Or the iHeartRadio app.
Can I ask Hockey or Muss, whoever would know the answer, what's the point of that?
Total
What?
control.
Yeah.
Like you don't.
Yeah, total ownership of it. I mean, and then also it helps.
But don't you want it streamed?
But
the
Garth
principle.
Garth also has, he really keeps track of how many album sales he has.
Yeah.
It's always been a big thing for him because he'll outsell the Beatles. And that's, a huge thing for him. And then that's also where he comes out with a bunch of greatest hits, packages.
Yeah.
Where you get each album from his entire catalog.
So is it
that you can
only
buy.
on like CD?
No, you can get it. I mean,
He's got his own streaming service.
Yeah, he got his own.
Oh.
Yeah. But then that still counts for his album sales.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Like, if a normal artist couldn't do that, Garth, his fans are rabid enough that they will just go to that and do it. And, like, you wouldn't do that for just any other band.
No, right.
So
No.
he keeps
I didn't
control
know
because
that.
he can. Yeah.
Have you met him, Hogs?
I never have. But Mussman was just telling me that he met Chris Christopherson,
I did.
Oh, really?
who passed away, by the way. Rest in peace, Chris
Yeah.
Christopherson,
Sad.
one of the best.
Yeah, 88 in his house in Hawaii, he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in Nashville for the CMAs, go figure, and it was Tim McGraw. It was one of those things where you got to, normally we do like a press conference type of deal, but this one, it was Tim McGraw interviewing Chris Christopherson on stage.
Wow.
And so, of course, afterwards, I got to pee because I got a tiny bladder.
You do have a tiny bladder.
Oh, it's the worst,
so
man.
It's just tiny.
It is. And so as I was walking through the hallway, there's Tim and Chris Christopherson talking, but Tim's on his phone going, "No, babe, I swear to God, he's right here." And so he hands his phone, where he's got Faith on the other line,
My goodness.
hands it to Chris Christopherson, and then both Tim and I go walking into the men's room.
He left him with his phone?
He left it with the phone, and then that was a weird exchange there because I was sitting there and I couldn't help myself, and I just we're both standing up and peeing next to each other, and I gave him the
Nice
penis.
watch.
no. I said, I go, "Man, I loved you in Friday Night Lights," and he just kind of gave me a head nod, and then when we went to the sink, he goes, "Hey, next time we talk at the sink."
He did not.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Wow, you got
were
dadded.
improper.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we talk at the sink.
You were improper.
McGraw dadded you.
Right. And so then we walked back out, and you could see Chris Christopherson now is just giving a huge crusty to Tim McGraw, like, "Dude, you handed the phone. I'm talking to your wife right now, and you leave?"
Yeah.
And so when he hands the phone back to Tim, that's when I got a chance to shake his hand and say hi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But man, that guy oozes
Royalty,
of
man.
cool. Man,
Yeah.
ooze of cool.
Yeah, he wanted to be a songwriter in Nashville, and he wanted Johnny Cash to cut one of his songs. So
Yeah.
he flew a helicopter and landed in Johnny Cash's front yard.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
He started working as like a janitor at Columbia and the record company there, and he tried to hand Johnny Cash a cassette. He ended up giving it to June Carter. June Carter ended up giving it to Johnny Cash, and Johnny just kind of threw it on a pile of all these other people that are often offering songs. And so he has a helicopter pilot in the
In Vietnam.
Yeah.
He got a helicopter and landed it on Johnny Cash's property, and that's when he got the attention from Johnny
Jeez.
Cash. Yeah, Sunday morning going down.
How about that?
That stuff's sweet.
Man, those songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, look up his songwriting, not just his performing, but his songwriting. It's just unbelievable.
And he
His
was an
catalog is
actor.
nuts.
He was in over like 100 TV and movies.
Yeah.
Good for him, man.
Hell of a life, man. I
Yeah.
bet when he was flying that helicopter in Vietnam, he didn't think he'd have that
Yeah,
kind of
well
life.
said,
you know?
Hogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for you, brother. Life
Yeah.
well lived.
Listen to the Hulkster.
Yeah, man.
Hey, by the way, we only talk at the sink, okay?
No, you
know
talk
what,
at
dude?
the urinal.
Here's the thing. You and I can cross streams. I'll hold yours, you hold mine.
You
I ain't
guys
afraid
are
of nothing, brother.
Yeah, you're both crank watchers.
What a really weird show. Hey, you know what? We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it all again. Marnes will be here. We'll talk to my good friend Ande. I don't think Rosie's with us.
Rosie's here tomorrow.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We'll find out together. Spout Trip Morning Show. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a wonderful day. Right, Abigail? Tell them.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
Love you, Abba. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.